back to Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. It's a Wellness Wednesday segment, and joining me now is Crystal Laudario from Bodystream. Hi, Crystal.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm familiar with Bodystream because I know people who actually are clients of Bodystream, but a lot of people don't even know probably that you exist or what you're all about. So let's fill them all in.
All right.
Start with your background.
My background, I've been a nurse for 15 years.
Wow.
And mostly in long-term care, and this opportunity came up and I thought, good change.
And your title, your position with Bodystream is?
I'm the medical team lead at the clinic here.
Excellent. All right, Bodystream's been in the stew how many years now?
Coming on four, I believe.
Yeah, because I think I've been in there. I've sat beside somebody who's gone through the whole process, so I'm quite familiar with how great the service is. But let's talk a little bit about who your client base is. I mean, the range of ages and reasons why people come to Bodystream in the first place. Can you give me a little bit of background on?
So recently, actually, we started seeing pediatric patients.
Like children?
Like 5.
No kidding.
Yes. Yes, amazing research happening all the time in regards to epilepsy, cancer in children. So that ranges from 5, the youngest that I've seen, all the way to 90.
No kidding. Hey, so epilepsy in youth, they're discovering that CBD is making a difference?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
Do you think that there's now, because of the legalization of cannabis, do you think because there's been some stigma lifted there, people are doing more, I don't know, is it people are learning more about it? It's becoming more mainstream?
I was actually very surprised. I was saying to a colleague yesterday how proactive people are in their own research.
Yes.
They come very prepared with what their ideas are and what they want for treatment. So what I think, it does lift the stigma, and it makes people comfortable actually researching and talking about it.
You mentioned also ADHD. It's
Yes.
making a difference with people with ADHD.
ADHD, anxiety, insomnia, stress.
And I've also known, I have friends who take medical cannabis or prescribe medical cannabis for what's the word where you're sore all the time?
Fibromyalgia.
That's the one. Fibromyalgia.
Yes.
Made a life-changing for people with fibromyalgia.
That's probably the top 3.
Yeah.
Sitting in the top 3. Chronic pain, obviously, is number 1, I would say.
My understanding when it comes to cancer, one of the reasons why medical cannabis is so great for people who are undergoing cancer treatments is that you can take a certain strain that will tweak your appetite.
Yes.
And because you need to be able to sustain yourself when you're undergoing the radiation and all that kind of stuff, it's very important to eat, and they don't necessarily want to eat because the treatment makes them nauseous.
That's right. Yes, there's strains that are specific to
that.
To increasing appetite. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so what is the difference then between medical cannabis and recreational cannabis? Is there a difference?
So without getting too much into it, there's a difference obviously in the strains, and the quality, the potency. With the medical grade, they can pretty much guarantee what the potency is going to be, but the biggest difference is the support, the education that you're going to get from us, tax write-off as a medical expense.
Oh, of course there's a difference there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get to buy directly from the licensed producer, so the cost is actually can be cheaper. And you can order online, on the phone. You come back for reassessments every 3 to 6 months, so you're always going to be following up with the physician.
Follow-up care with the physician.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's so monitored. It's so safe.
Yeah, and the strains are so specific to the symptom you want to treat. I couldn't imagine walking into a storefront and saying, can I have something for my cancer?
No, right?
No. I feel more comfortable with the physician.
And they're not trained for that.
No.
The storefront people aren't trained for that.
No.
But this is specific training.
Yeah.
How many staff do you have in Sault Ste. Marie?
We have 3.
Okay.
Could probably use 10.
Really?
Yeah. We're very busy.
Well, but now, and when it comes to the referrals, let's talk a little bit about how some family doctors may not be supportive of cannabis as a treatment for whatever, and they don't want to give you a referral. What does a person do then? So
to make it very clear, every physician is capable to write a prescription for medical cannabis.
Okay.
It's a matter of whether they're comfortable doing so, or whether they support it in general.
Okay.
So in the event that you don't have the support of your physician, we're not going to deny you because you don't have a physician's referral.
Because ultimately, you have the choice. You make the choice.
Yeah.
You're in charge of your medical records and the.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. So as long as the patient's not undergoing any serious medical conditions where they're being treated for, it's definitely not a problem.
But that's all assessed by your own physician.
Well, the intakes are approved prior. So, and there may be just, I may need some supporting medical documentation, not necessarily the referral, and that you can get from your physician without telling him the reason why.
You can get the supporting documentation without getting a specific referral for medical cannabis.
Right, because we all have a right to our medical file, right?
We have a right to our files, and they can be shared with you. Now, let's talk about the appointments and coming in and the process. Once somebody comes into Bodystream, talk us through the process of getting assessed, and who you speak to and how that all works.
So, and we get a lot of phone calls, so it's
best to call first.
Well, if you're unsure, absolutely. So I would direct you first, depending if you were Tim or if you were.
Let's use me. I'm Tim, and I want.
So you seem pretty smart.
I am pretty smart, but I like to learn more. So would I call you online? What's the best way to before I come in? I don't want to just walk in off the street. Obviously,
everybody does.
People walking off the street with questions for you, and that's okay with you?
Yeah.
Walking off the street and ask them questions all day long.
Yeah.
Elgin Street.
Yes.
What's the address?
67.
I know, it's just south of Fabricland before you get to the mall.
Right beside Fabricland's parking lot.
It is so.
Yeah.
And there's parking right just beyond you, down at the bottom of the block. You can park there.
You could.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway.
We have lots of parking.
Right beside you. Oh, all along the side of the building.
Yeah,
okay, so I walk in, I don't have to call first, I don't have to send an email, but I could.
You could.
On the website.
Yes.
There's a thing to get an appointment. What do? I go to, what's the website called?
Bodystreammedical.ca.
Bodystreammedical.ca, and I click on.
So there's patients, new patients, frequently asked questions.
Everything is there.
Email.
So can I make an appointment online?
You can.
I can do that.
Yeah, and then it'll come right to me and it'll say in-person appointment request.
Okay.
Tim Murphy.
Or I can call you, or I can walk in. Okay, so now I got my appointment.
Not yet.
Oh, what happened?
You didn't complete your intake form.
What's my intake form say?
So if you called or you dropped in, I'm going to, if you're computer savvy, like you,
I am.
I'm going to say, you can go to bodystreammedical.ca, complete the intake form under the patients tab. It's going to come directly to us, creates a demographic within our program, and then once it's approved, which is going to get approved, right? We'll call you, make an appointment.
Okay.
You're going to come in.
I am.
You're going to meet with a doctor via OTN, which is the Ontario Telemedicine Network.
Yes, I sit in a room and she's there on the computer.
Nice big Apple Mac monitor.
Yeah, I think mine was in Sudbury that I spoke to.
Yeah?
Yeah, my doctor. I think so.
Sure.
She was very, very knowledgeable.
They are.
I mean, I didn't speak to her. My friend spoke to her, and I sat beside my friend.
They're fantastic.
Okay, so anyway.
Yeah. So then, based on what symptoms you're looking to treat, and based on what your intake form said and your conversation with the physician, they're going to prescribe you a medical document. What's called a medical document.
Okay.
So a typical medical document is going to say 1 gram a day. For 7 months.
Okay.
Okay. So that equates to 30 grams a month.
Okay.
Right. So that's what you're allowed to order per month. 30 grams.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're going to come sit with me or another colleague. You're going to do education.
We sit in a private little room.
Yeah.
And we have a conference.
Yes. And we're going to go over what your symptoms are.
Yeah.
Whether you want to vape a dried product, whether you want an oil.
So I could say, I don't like taking anything to my lungs. I would rather do an oil or an edible, whatever that
absolutely.
is, right? Or the gel pills. Do you do those
yes,
too?
The gel. Yes, absolutely.
See, there's all kinds of options
you can make, the oil into an ointment.
That's crazy. She was telling me the story. Tell the story.
So the CBD oil.
Yeah.
Some people don't like the taste so much.
Yeah, they don't put it under their tongue because they don't like the taste.
Some don't.
Some don't.
So what's becoming very common from the physicians telling the patients actually is to make it into an ointment. So you have your CBD oil and you buy a carrier cream from the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And you mix 3 mils into 100 grams of the carrier cream. Apply it to your joints. It's amazing.
You can rub it on your sore joints. You said a lady came in who had a bad neck and she was like, "What's going on?
Yeah,
this is amazing."
She was, and you know what? People with the problem, not the problem, but they don't know what it feels like to not be in pain. So they freak out.
Because it's like, why does this not hurt anymore? What's going on?
They don't.
And it's rapid.
Yes. Yeah.
So what's a licensed producer? You deal with licensed producers, obviously.
Licensed producers only. Yes. So licensed producer is approved by Health Canada.
Oh.
So they're inspected. They're licensed by Health Canada.
Costs are varied.
Varied, not a big, huge difference, but yeah, varied.
Okay, and then you can shop online, and it has all the different varieties and explains everything about. But you are also right here in the Sioux for me to come and talk to and say, is this the one that I should try?
Absolutely.
Because you know the strengths, you know how much CBD and how much THC and all that stuff the person's looking for.
Yeah,
right?
and it's all recommendation. I would never say, Tim, you have to take this. Tim, you have to take that. It's very individual, right?
What's your phone number?
705-251-0288.
And one more time, website?
Bodystreammedical.ca.
And the address?
67 Elgin Street.
We got it covered. Crystal Laudadio, Merry Christmas. Thanks for being here on this Wellness Wednesday. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.